we work for would be doing kind of a culture amp type surveys. Is that probably the first place to go looking for a bit of inspiration to maybe find areas to build the employer brand story?
Yeah, I think that there's a great saying. Sorry, something is dropped here. There's a saying that I resonate to, and it's about building lookalike audiences. And it's in terms of understanding why is it that people join the organization in the first place and what's making them stay. And I think it's a fundamental thing, really, that if you don't speak to your people to understand exactly what's going on, then it's going to be very hard for you to understand. It's going to be very hard for you to actually package what you do to an external audience. So I would think that a critical step, absolutely.
I would find, particularly when we look at it a little bit differently, being on the outside and being that representative towards our clients, but not being actively, I suppose, embedded in that culture, is, you know, there's the perception from outside. So and I suppose even the journey often that candidates take. So they could have either search for job, see job, or get presented by job from somewhere like us. They then will tend to go onto social channels to view, to evaluate. If they're coming directly, then will often come through the website. So you need a consistency in how they do it. Particularly with AI now, there's a lot of capability for candidates to be able to evaluate across multiple sources what that employer branding is, and to be able to pull it in a condensed way. So I'm just going to share this. It's just an example I looked at earlier. Just prompt I put into ChatGPT. And I would encourage you to do that for your own organizations. Try and get the perspective of someone who is considering applying for a job with you. So you have the view on the outside. Then what we find are, you know, what the company wants it to be. So maybe they've gone through that employee, listening to employees, evaluating what it is. And then there's the experience of a candidate who comes through. Is it consistent from maybe if you like ourselves, if it's just branding that they see, or if it's someone from your TA team who's that initial point of contact. What's it like when it comes from there right through to the experience of speaking to hiring managers, or if they have peer-to-peer level interviews? Is that consistent as well? I often see, you know, when I'm talking to candidates at various stages in the interview, that can differ, be quite a different thing. By the time they start a role, I talk to them 3 months later, it's quite different again. So I think even that piece of understanding the different viewpoints from someone coming in, and when you're trying to think of the journey and the path, to get a handle on that is something that I would say is very important.